not going to sit here and lie to you. Yeah, he manhandled me. It was no chance. I don't know what went through my head, and I was like, yeah, this is a good idea.
He's got like one leg short than the other. He's got like scoliosis.
He's got
like
nothing.
a mythical creature, doesn't he?
He literally has nothing going for him.
No.
No, like some people at least have something going for him. He's got nothing.
Cute.
More or nothing.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Maul or Nothing with Ryan and Max as always. And later on the show, we will be joined by none other than British and Irish Lion, Ireland and Connaught winger, Mack Hansen, the man himself, will be on. But first up, hello boys, how are we? Ryan, how was your weekend?
Ryder Cup. That's all I need to say. Max, you won't have a clue.
I have no idea it's even on, old boy. I don't watch that stuff.
You are kidding me. Surely that's all the boys are talking about this morning at the club.
It may as well be ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
Talk to
Max,
me. Talk to me. Set the scene. What's so theatrical about Ryder Cup this year? Is it yearly? Every biannual?
Biannual, yeah.
Okay, biannually. Sorry.
It had a bit of everything. It had a little bit of everything. I know a lot of people will be tuning in thinking this is meant to be a rugby podcast, but you've got to talk about it because it's one of those great sporting events. Mark, did you catch a bit of it?
Yeah, I was in.
How good?
And it was.
I think my favourite things about it were the disgrace the Americans made of themselves. Like the heckling.
Explain to Max, because it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, Wilson, you suck. It was literally hundreds of fans screaming, "Fuck you, Rory McIlroy."
Why? What did Rory do?
Hold on, because they're just Yanks. They're just Yanks.
No, well, come on.
Oh, but Max, listen to this. So to the point where even the stadium announcer lady joins in with the chant on the microphone. Fuck Rory. Fuck Rory.
No way. Yes,
that didn't happen. Yeah, she gets sacked.
Mentality.
Yeah, she's got sacked. She got sacked. Yeah.
Oh, mate, like you can hear the fans like, fuck you, Rory. At one point, and he turns around and he's like, would you shut the fuck up? Stiffs it to within 2 feet, like one of the best golf shots you ever see. And then another one where he sinks a putt and he turns around and just turns to the fans and open as day match just goes, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you to the fans.
Yeah, I might have to get into golf. That sounds like some Attitude Era wrestling.
Mate, it was so good. And
what is going on? Why is it so much more spicy this time?
Ryder Cup, they're encouraged to throw a bit of heat, aren't they? It's typical America versus Europe. But on all of that, a big win by Europe. And it came down to the last day where Europe had won it. And all they needed to do was win 4 matches, I think it was, out of the 12. And the Americans turned up and it went down to the wire. So there's just beautiful.
It was gripping, too gripping.
Shall I tell you what? If you're in another country, how could you have watched it, Mark, if you couldn't get on?
That's an amazing. That's actually a very good segue. Well done, Ryan. Gosh, you're actually quite good at this. Well, amazing that you should just bring this up for all of our listeners and our viewers. If you were in another country, you could have just used a random VPN, wouldn't have helped you, or you could use the best VPN out there, NordVPN, and we are going to give you a free couple of months if you just use our code MAUL, MAUL. So it's nordvpn.com/MAUL. Use the coupon code MAUL, and we'll give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. And it is actually an easy way to go and watch things like golf, or as my dad did, watch Prem. He watched Bristol this weekend.
Oh, I wondered where you were going with that.
Yeah. You watched Prem, because he watches it on Stan via a NordVPN. So there you go.
A few of the comments from last week, it is quite funny. Samuel Howell has mentioned Nord loved the odd rugby podcast, lol. And someone said best justification for the VPN yet from what we talked about last week. If you haven't caught that one, we had Tom Jordan on last week. That was a good old show. What a boy. And he turns up and gets man of the match after coming on More or Nothing. So there must be something in the water here, boys. Come on the show. We'll get you man of the match. But keep commenting. Keep telling us why you use your VPN. But NordVPN, thank you. Where do you want to go next?
Well, I would love to talk to Max about how his week. I know we know you're recovering still, trying to shake off this this injury. But how was the club as a whole in what was a very, very, very good win for you guys at home to a rugged Leicester side?
Yeah, it was a tough game. Tough game. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching it. Obviously, we had some casualties. It's like that scene with Bane, you know, in The Dark Knight Rises, where he sort of says, "Victory has defeated you." That's sort of what's happened to us. We've lost 3 of our kind of KPI players. We've lost AJ McGinty, we've lost Harry Randall, and we've lost Gabriel Ibitoye. So,
but how badly have you lost them? Like,
we don't know yet. The dust hasn't quite settled. But
AJ's didn't look good.
I think AJ got Vasily Zaitsev was in the building. He took a round to the Achilles.
That bloke's so unlucky with injuries, isn't he?
I know. Very sad. Very sad. I think Rands is pretty chill, but this is all sort of speculation, as they say. But yeah, great game all round. It was a tough, very competitive game. Leicester had their chances, but we managed to get it done in the end. TJ dropping in from 15 to 10, then Josh Carrington coming in at 15 from Cardiff Uni. Both boys played very, very well. Had no doubt, and even Rees-Zammit didn't get much space for much of the game, but right there at the end, we got a trademark. Mate, hit 10.5 on the GPS.
There it is. That's all you needed. You just needed to see him break away once and gas everyone. Like again, the Bristol social media team are straight on it.
They know.
Our chat of him being quick last week went pretty big, but they're straight on it. Who is it? Teabag from Prison Break. Have you seen that one?
Long as yeah.
Mate,
but Max, let's be honest. How many players in World Rugby can make? And again, when I'm not having a go, Ollie Hassel-Collins is an international, and he is a very, very good player, clearly, and fast. But he was made to look like he had concrete in his boots.
Yeah.
Compared to Rees-Zammit,
he is singular. I can't think of many. Like, obviously, Adam Radburn was playing. He played very well. I thought he was strong. Some serious finishes from that guy. He is up. He's said to be up there. Who else around the world? Obviously, Bibari, Louis.
But like you said, exactly in your words, he's a big old goose. Is Lewis?
That is true. Yeah, he's
when a big old goose is ticking over 10.4. You're getting some pace. You're getting some.
Yeah. No, it's very impressive, and also the American diet, the sort of NFL weights regime has really, really hit him well there. So no, mate, I'm excited to see how he goes. He looked good. He didn't look like he missed a beat. So very, very exciting times for the club.
Tommy Jordan as well, though, man of the match. Like, things just keep going well for him. They 2 rocks up.
Touch wood, though. Come on.
Yeah, touch wood. But
mate, I just but you know what I really like about him is just the mongrel in him. Just the competitive. Mate, he was in an A and B and D, like, just off the breakdown, just throwing his head in the spokes, just hitting some counter rucks. I was like, that's a 10 I'd die for.
Yeah,
that's a 10 I'd play for.
Exactly. It is so true, isn't it?
And he's just a lovely man. He's just really, there's just a warmth to him that you can't help but gravitate towards. So,
boys, is there a thing though where when you're 10 or you're scrum half, classically the positions you don't associate with being hard tacklers or getting in there and getting involved, when you do see them do that, is that something that galvanizes the team, and you feed off that?
I mean, they should do it anyway, but they don't always. You know what I mean? But
I'll tell you who did it at the weekend. Like Prendergast, he missed 6 tackles. We've talked about his defence, but you look at the polar opposite is Prendergast against the Stormers for Leinster this weekend. 6 missed tackles, absolute shambles in defence. But Tom Jordan is someone that likes to throw it about, and he's.
And he's big enough. He's a big old boy as well, so he's got a bit behind him. But
man's favourite in the Prem. Dare I say it? I reckon he could be up there. Prem Player of the Year. Prem Player of the Year.
Whoa!
Just take a chili pill there.
We're in the infancy of the tournament.
We had 1 round.
I predicted
don't put that juju on my boy.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, let's leave TJ to be TJ and not put anything on him. Yeah, let him do.
Should we go on to what I do? One thing I can predict that myself and John will not be presenters of the year because Friday Night Lights on TV. Boys, that is hard.
Okay, explain. Sorry to all of our viewers and our listeners who don't know that you have been handed a brand new show, except the big part of it is there is no presenter, and you guys thought it'd be easy, that you don't need little fluffers in the middle. We don't really do a huge amount, but actually, tell us the truth.
It's hard. Max, it is really hard. Do you know the hardest thing is I've already got voices in my head, right? Then you put your left ear in and you've got a woman who just decides to count down. That's her job to, we're going 5 minutes. We're going to break in 5 minutes. You've got 5 minutes to talk. You just say the 5 minute bit, but then I get loads more information. Then you're getting like 1 minute. Okay, we're going 30 seconds, 29, 28. So suddenly all the people in my head that I already have, then I've got the woman in this ear counting down. Then you've got someone else in this ear saying, okay, after the break, we're going to throw to the Franco Smith interview. Make sure you mention the Franco Smith. We're going to break in 30 seconds. She's still counting in this ear. And I'm trying to listen to Barks and Goody having a conversation. They finish what they're saying. And I'm looking at them going, I don't know what they've said because the counting.
Oh, God, that does sound like a lot of sensory sort of stimulation.
And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Oh God!
Really?
Oh God! I hate when that happens. It's like talking to your lady. You know when she's thinking you're talking, and you're like, "What was she saying a second ago?" And then you click back in. You're like, "Oh God!"
And this is going to get me in trouble. This is going to get me in trouble. But women are so much better than at that.
Yeah,
like listening and
listen and multitask and do everything.
Yeah, they are.
But honestly, my brain. I lay in bed that night after the thing, and I did enjoy it. It was hard. It was the first time we've done it, and there's things are going to go wrong. But no one that's watching can quite see the chaos that is going on behind the scenes in my ears and everywhere. When like Franco's microphone isn't working, he's out the pitch. We're throwing to him, and then coming back, and they're like, "Okay, microphone's not working. You need to get." Oh God! That's why you see Haskell giving the old Haskell. I'm not. At one point, I was like, when I was speaking, was I saying words? And Bart was like, yeah. I was like, it just didn't even feel like words. It was
why didn't they have like a? Maybe you just needed to simplify it more. Maybe just have a person behind the camera being.
No. The key, Ryan, is you only hear the last for the countdown. Doesn't mean anything until you have to be off air. That's the main thing, right? So the main bit is not the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2. It's the 1. Right, last minute, and then the countdown, and all the other stuff. You're like, well, it's more important to listen to Barks and Goody.
Yeah, but
to get off air at the right time. That's all.
But Max, you are so right. It is exactly like sitting in the living room with your wife, and she's told you something, and then she just wait till you've got kids, and she's like, okay, I'll see you later, and she walks out the door, and you're like, oh, what was she saying? What time does that one go to bed? What does that one need to eat? Where does that one need to go? And I'm like,
did she say what school the kids is at again?
Shall I text her and ask? Nah, I just sort of wing it, and then nothing gets done. That is so true. That's what it's like, and I'm terrible at that.
We are delighted to be joined by none other than British and Irish Lion, Ireland, and Connaught winger Mack Hansen. Mack, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Good, guys. Just finished training, hence all the kind of kit. I'm not always in training shirts and hats, but yeah, no, I'm going well.
It looks as grey as normal over there in Galway.
Mate, it's actually been unreal the last couple of days. It's been sunny. It's been people out and about. But I'm actually off the drink at the moment, so I haven't really been able to enjoy it much. Few swims here and there. Yeah, it's been nice. It's been really nice.
That is the tough one, isn't it? When it's when the sun's shining and everyone's heading down the pub on a nice weekend.
I've got a Sunday tradition of like heading down to one of my favourite pubs, Taylor's, and watching the football and have maybe 2 or 3 pints. And I was like, I don't know if I could. I ended up doing it, so I had 2, but that's fine.
I'm off it.
So no, like I'm off it. Besides that,
why are you abstaining?
I've just been injured and I had a big holiday. I came back and the first couple runs were tough, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a break, and once I'm back, then I'll start having a lash again.
I
Gosh,
think I
Talk us
did
through
see
the
that.
holes.
Like
Where have you been?
Vietnam or somewhere, was it?
Sorry?
Well, I think I did see that. Wait, after the tour, where did you go? Vietnam or somewhere like that?
Yeah. So, well, I was home for a little bit, and then I went to Vietnam with some of my best schoolmates who are some loose units. So it
Yeah,
was good
no
fun.
doubt.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Birds
Some
of
good
a
stories to come out of it.
feather.
Yeah.
Where did you go in Vietnam?
We started off in Hanoi. They've got a street there called Beer Street, and that is the most mental place ever. It's this tiny little alleyway, and it's just bars and people dancing everywhere, people trying to sell you shit the whole time. It's fucking excellent. It's great fun. And then we went to Hanoi. That got really confusing. We went there. That was a bit more chilled, like on the beach and everything. That was nice. And then Ho Chi Minh, by the end of that, we were sick of each other. Everyone just wanted to go home. So Ho Chi Minh was the least favorite, but still incredible. Couldn't recommend doing it more.
And that was off the back of a pretty big summer in itself. I mean, talk us through how you sort of managed to tag on Vietnam with what had also been obviously an amazing tour, but also quite a heavy tour, I assume.
It wasn't as heavy as I probably planned it was going to be. I kind of went on the tour feeling like I sort of had something to prove and everything, so I definitely took it a lot more. I don't know. Well, like everybody took it seriously, obviously. But for me personally, I just felt like I tend to get a bit carried away, so I made a bit of a point that I was gonna, try and calm it down a bit, which I end up doing. Which was good. Like I just want to give myself every opportunity to try and make the test teams, and then once I was ruled out of the test with my foot, then I went pretty heavy on that last week. That last week's is a bit of a blur. It was a good one though. It was one of the best.
Yeah, I heard a little birdie told me you had a problem with your sort of bowels on the flight.
With my bowels.
Did you?
I don't.
No, you didn't have to change seats because you had a little accident. No.
Oh no, that's a different flight. That wasn't that flight. That was a long time ago. That flight. Yeah. Oh.
Who's this little birdie, Max?
Yeah, who's this bird? He's just going around spreading actual shit.
I had to do some
I
research.
don't know. No, that was coming back from New Zealand. Oh, that is Head Noise City. That one. That was a tough flight home. That was a really tough flight home. Nah, that trip from Melbourne to Sydney is a bit of a blur, but no accidents, thank God.
Oh, all good.
Yeah, because by all accounts, after the Melbourne test, Faz sort of let you boys let loose, so you didn't need the injury. It was like, right, boys, you've got 3 or 4 days off now before we get there. Was that right?
Once it was sort of sewed up and everything, I don't know if they had it planned before and they're like, this is exactly what we're going to do, or if it was spur of the moment, but we got off the plane and we went straight to the Coogee Bay Hotel and then into Coogee Pav, so to celebrate on a Sunday, yeah. Oh, it was unreal. It was like the biggest pick-me-up ever, especially for the guys that I hadn't really been playing and stuff. It was exactly what the doctor ordered. It was good fun.
I've got a bit of a memory. I think I might have seen you boys in the something. Where was that?
The Royal Oak, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that one. There was another one. What was it called? Bondi Hotel.
Yeah, that's Coogee Bay Hotel.
They all sort of merged into one.
Yeah, yeah. It really does. It really does around there as well. No, those couple days are pretty blurry for me, to be honest.
What I love is you started off telling us that you're off the drink, but you still at the weekend just there, had 2 or 3, and then you tried to take it easy, but everything's blurred into one from the trip. So we can see where it's going. We can see where it's going.
No, that last week, just the last week. The rest of it was fine. Just the last week got a little bit out of hand. But look, I put in my dues, and there was nothing I could really do. Like I wasn't training or anything. I was literally just hobbling around. So I was like, I may as well enjoy the last week with the fellas.
Matt, is it also true you ended up wrestling Ellis Genge?
That was the first night, actually. Me and Gengey had a nice wrestle. Yeah, he's a big
Who
man.
won?
He's a big, scary man. Yeah, Gengey, obviously. Like, wasn't even close. Yeah, no, he's a
In his
great
words,
fella.
he wore you like a glove. Yeah, that's what he told me. There was
He
very
did.
little clothing. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Yeah, he manhandled me. It was no fucking chance. I don't know what went through my head, and I was like, yeah, this is a good idea.
He's grumpy, isn't he? Scary boy.
Mac, who was one player that surprised you on the Lions tour that, like, not so much rugby, let's forget about the rugby. Who was one bloke that surprised you in a good way on the tour?
Yeah, I've said, like, me and Marcus pretty much roomed the whole time together. Not that thought he's a bad fellow by any means before that, but I got on with him like a house on fire. Like, I'd say me and him, yeah, be good mates now. Didn't expect to get on with him as much as I did, for sure. And I guess rooming together obviously helps. Like, you're spending so much time. But yeah, he's such a gentleman. So probably him. Yeah, that surprised me.
Second test, right? And we were sat, myself and Ryan and the rest of our team, of our kind of the More or Nothing guys minus Max, were sat right in front of you guys. And you were sat right to the right of the balcony. And the weirdest part of the MCG is that you guys are sat right next to the Wallabies, like also the people who aren't in the 23. Was that like completely bizarre to be like, genuinely you could kind of just throw shit at each other over like a 2-yard difference?
Yeah, and it was a stitch up as well. We were sitting on lawn chairs, like the plastic shitty chairs, and they had these lovely, comfy, padded seats. So that was already a stitch up. It was weird. It was especially weird at the end because we scored the try, but like you saw somebody go down holding their head, and you're like, oh. So none of us knew. Like, they weren't celebrating. We sort of, like, we weren't really celebrating just because we didn't know. So, and then once the whistle went, then yeah, like, we lost our marbles and fucking all jumping around hugging and stuff, and it was probably pretty grim for them to sit there and just, I don't know, have to take it. Like, yeah, it was pretty weird setup.
Do you know some of the boys as well that were there?
Yeah. No, I know a good few of them. Good few I played with the Brum, so I was actually sitting next to Dylan Peach at the time. So we'd obviously just played each other a couple of weeks before, and we were just chatting through the game, like some plays and stuff. And then it was, halfway through, I was like, this is weird. Like, we're in completely different teams. We're just chatting like it's nothing. So interesting.
Let's fast forward then a little bit to see new season. Stuart Lancaster coming in. How's that been? What's the vibe been? First impressions and all that?
He's just been so class. Like, everybody's, fuck's sake. He's there we go. Oh, I'm absolutely blowing this. Sorry, lads. He's been class. Like, everybody's just seriously enjoying being in there again. Like, last year was pretty tough. We had a shocking season, and I don't know. I think, a few guys, we just sort of like lost that appreciation for the place. Like, always such a great city, playing at Connacht, and the group that we have. I know a lot of teams say it, but like, it's just such a tight knit group, and we probably lost the love of what we had going on with the buildings of the new stadium, and we were like in teardowns and stuff like that. It was a very up and down year, and it just feels like the belief and the fun is back in the place. So no, he's done a great job at turning it around.
Is that the stadium up and running now? Because people can't sit in it yet, can they?
No, I think it's our first. It's a game against Leinster. I'm not sure on the exact date, but it's in the new year. Against Leinster at home is when it'll first be open. So it looks class. It looks unreal. I haven't actually been in, but it's flying up. And the new high performance centre is unbelievable as well.
Well, that's it. That's a lot of the chat around the URC at the moment is, Connaught doing well this season. Ulster have made some big old signings as well. So everyone wants everyone fighting on all fronts. But that's got to be part of it. Made some good signings, some good young players in there, and then the facilities that you got. You boys will be talking about pushing for at least top 4 now, right?
Oh, look, the chat from the start of it is, we want to win. That's what we're all about. I think if everybody in the comp wants to win, so we want to win every game. It's just having that belief. Maybe we were lacking it the last 2 years or so lacking that belief of can we actually do it, where I feel like coming in this year, like boys are hungry for it and they're ready to go.
And you beat Bennett, boys beat Benetton at the weekend there. Were
Yeah.
you? I didn't actually see any of the game. You're not back involved yet, are you?
Back fully training tomorrow, actually. So that'll be my first session back in, which is good. So tired of just running straight lines and doing shuttles.
Oh, mate, it's the worst, isn't it?
It's just the worst crack ever.
The monotony.
Crap.
You start to get cold all the time. I just like, no, let me do my own thing, pal.
Yeah, literally. In
worst.
fairness, the fella that we work with, he's pretty good at like trying to switch it up. But at the end of the day, it's just running. You can't really switch up running. But no, it was it was a really strong Benetton team that they named. So going in, we had a good preseason, but preseason's preseason. You never know really how you're going to go until you start playing the game. So to get a win over them in round one, is I think pretty big. Like as I said, it was a lot of Italian internationals in there, and the boys didn't back down at all.
Mac, talk to me. Talk to me about John Joyce. Do you think he is the greatest marvel of all professional athletes when you look at his biology? It doesn't make any sense. How does he do it? How does he's got like one leg shorter than the other. He's got like scoliosis. He's got like nothing. A mythical creature, doesn't he?
He literally has nothing going for him.
No,
like some people at least have something going for him. He's got nothing.
But somehow,
one thing.
And that's why he is one of the greatest athletes I've played with. Because of that reason.
He's you know what? He's just such a good footballer, isn't he? He's a smart footballer, does everything so well. And he's a cack to have around the place. He's a funny man.
Yeah, he's.
I don't know if he's actually funny or if he literally is just funny looking. I don't know.
It's a bit of both, isn't it? Like he's a uniquely looking individual. Like
he's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy looking human.
All that comes to mind is the Goonies. That's all that. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah. He reminds me of an orc from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, mate, Gothmog, the leader of the armies of Pelennor Fields. He does. There is a startling resemblance. No. But beyond all that, he's one of the nicest, the greatest gentlemen I've had the pleasure of playing with.
Mac, I know we promised not to hold you for too long. Just a quick one. How many fines did you get for your Andy Farrell tattoo on the Andy Farrell Lions tour that you were a part of?
No, that's the thing that got me on the tour. So none, obviously.
Got me there. That was my plane ticket.
Yeah.
Go on, give us a bit more around the tattoo, mate.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to add to it, I reckon. I was actually thinking of maybe putting a lion's mane around him and doing something like that.
Like
a lion's body.
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, something like that. I'll wait and see. I've got a few things that have been thrown out there, but I'll wait and see what I'm thinking.
To be fair, the artist you got was fairly good. Like
he's done a good job.
Like done a really good job.
Because I didn't want it too big as well. So the smaller you make it, the harder it becomes. So no, he's done two tattoos, and he's very good.
Mac, I reckon what you do is you take that picture, you throw it into ChatGPT, and AI aligns main around it, right? And first thing that comes up, you take it to the tattoo parlor and just say, stick this on it.
It's the only logical thing to do, isn't
it? We had a chat about ChatGPT last week on it. Do you use it, and how often, and what are some of the weirdest things you're coming up with on there?
I do use it. I'm not comfortable telling you what for. I'll tell you.
No, I know what you use it for. You're an avid, zealous conspiracy theorist, aren't you?
I am, but I don't use it for that.
Okay.
I'll tell you offline. I actually can't. It'll get me too much trouble.
Okay.
Mac, are you worried about AI?
It's fucking wild, isn't it? Like, really, it's pretty crazy. It's literally the start of every movie, and when you're watching the movie, you're like, why would you even bother doing that? Like creating this robot, and we're doing it. Like we're in the movie now.
Yeah.
Come on!
It always ends badly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Mac, we really appreciate your time. Best of luck getting back into training and for the rest of the season and autumn internationals, potentially Six Nations, all of that. And a huge thanks for coming on the show, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, lads. Appreciate it. Thank you very
Absolute
much.
pleasure.
Cheers, Mac. Take it easy, brother.
Cheers, Mac. Take it easy. Have a good one.
In the third season of this epic podcast, this ridiculous podcast, we'd like to thank our sponsors from day one, the great people at Wolf Craig Distilleries. Their loyalty has not been undervalued. And Ryan would like to talk about one of their new products.
You can head over there. What is the website, Max?
wolfcraig.com.
They have brought out a beautiful 14-year-old deluxe blend triple sherry cask. I actually went to a lovely event the other night where Richard Patterson, OBE, the man that made it, talked about the bodegas in San Andres, wherever that is, that they've been distilling these beautiful, beautiful, mature notes. I had no idea what was going on, but it tasted bloody nice, boys. This 14-year-old, you can jump over to the website, which is wolfcraig.com, and it's only £95. So head over there. There's also a More or Nothing bundle you can get. So yeah, big thanks to Wolf Craig Distillers for being with us from the beginning and still with us.
Doggies up.
Mack Hansen, what a legend.
Oh boy.
Mate, some boy. His reputation genuinely precedes himself. He was great crack.
Max, who told you he shit himself on a plane? Who was that?
Ellis told me that. No. I think he did.
I was a bit let down, and I was like, who?
Yeah,
Ellis
yeah, leaky nappy, but all good.
Bitty.
He's a good boy.
Oh, it's like his unorganized demeanor just sort of suits him, doesn't he? But it's listen.
I resonate with that, Ryan.
Right, let's head back towards the Rugby Championship, guys. That was another heck of a weekend and what's been arguably the greatest Rugby Championship of all time. But we simply have to talk about one man and one man only, Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu. As you called him previously, you are the Oracle, Max. He is the Neo of South African rugby.
Absolutely, he was untouchable. He was Teflon Don. He was, he was effervescent. It was truly brilliant. It's just nice to see him like string some games. Obviously, he's had some injury issues, and to see his form at that level. But I think it reminded me very much of that Dan Carter display in that Lions test all those years ago. It was that sort of irresistible. It was that spectacular and majestic. It was a lot of fun to see. Like, he's got it all. He's going to have a hell of a career. Health dependent. But yeah, unbelievable scenes.
Do you know what it was? It was that pick up for the try where he's screaming. I can't remember who, but he's at full lick and he scoops it up, scores that first one. The little step on the second one to go through. Then the kick and the crossfield kick to Kolbe, like on the money, like I've never seen. Kolbe didn't even break stride. He's full pelt and he's put it on the money. And then just to round it all up, so ridiculous, hat trick. The massive dummy into a spin, goes through and scores again. Like he is unbelievable, kicking, everything about him. He is the big one to watch. That's why when he comes back to the URC, that's all that anyone are talking about with the Stormers who got off to a good win. So yeah, it was. Are we just trying to keep people happy now? Because I did read in the comments somewhere, someone was like, I thought this was a rugby pod, not even a mention of the Rugby Championship. Well, guess what? We hadn't watched any of it over the summer. We didn't care.
Don't worry, Ryan. Do not worry, because that was answered by the social media team, which very clearly stated that it was in the running order and you had shot it down because you hadn't watched it. Not because Max and I hadn't watched it, because we hadn't watched it.
You watched it?
Max has
I watched
he's watched some games. Yeah.
I watched some games.
Yeah. So did I.
I watched all of them. I watched some of them. It's genuinely the greatest Rugby Championship / Tri Nations ever in terms of like competitiveness. So.
And it's very bloody interesting at the moment. That was a great game. I'll be honest. They trounced them though, didn't they? South Africa.
Ultimately, but Argentina were in that for the majority of it. I think the scoreline flatters them somewhat.
They just blew them away towards the end. It was What was the score? 60 odd something.
60-30.
I mean, you can't. But
a lot of those, there were a lot right at the top end. But we've just before we finish on talking about Sacha, can you how often have you seen what he did for his first try, where a fly half looks like he's attempting a 50-22, and has somehow also then just outsprinted an entire team and a covering backline to then also pick it up, as you said, at absolutely full tilt, as though it's just what he does every single day of the week to go over on the try.
After shouting at the winger to stop, I'm picking this up. Like I tried
why.
to go on the run yesterday, and Jackson was on his bike, and he was trying to talk to me, and I nearly died just going on a jog. So this bloke's halfway through a test match. But yeah, he's serious. He is. He's exciting to watch. He is exciting to watch. I can't, like, so, and South Africa now have just landed in London. Where is their game? Their next game?
Twickenham for the decider, or for their opportunity. It's theirs to lose now. Of course, they're leading the championship with one round to go.
Sorry, why at Twickenham?
Because it's
money.
Well, I think it's also supposedly the return fixture, right? So it's the neutral ground or the Argentinian home ground. Oh, this is bad. This one's on me.
Oh, this stays in. This stays in. Mark, you should have found this out. That's
bad. I should have done. So let's move on from that and my ineptitude to, did you always see the Cheslin Kolbe moment? I mean, look, South Africa won. So
I just think I think that's just a little bit of a brain boo-boo. That's just a brain burp.
Describe what happened.
So he's touched it down, as you do. He's kicked back. It's gone deep into the dead ball. And then it looks to me as if he's kicking the ball to Sacha, who's in the middle, who would generally take a goal line dropout from the middle of the sticks. That's as most teams do. But he's done it as a drop kick. So effectively, he's taken the goal line dropout straight away. And then an Argentinian boy's taken it and scored. So it just looks like, yeah, it's a calamity, but it's also just, it is what it is. I don't think it's just something we won't probably see again. But
yeah, and I think for anyone arguing, saying, "Oh, but he wasn't meaning to do that," it is a drop kick. It effectively is the rules.
Indeed.
And let's say roles reverse. Let's say someone does catch it from South Africa and runs the full length of the field.
You'd be like, this man's a genius.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Coach Razzie.
Coach Razzie,
There is a bit of me that thinks, was he trying to get away with it? I don't know.
I don't think so, mate. That looked like
it looked like
nonchalant. Like, I'm kick passing this ball. I'm just doing it as a drop kick.
Because you know the other one, Max, is when people slide over but don't touch the ball down, and then you can go and put it down later.
Yeah.
Those ones, that's another one.
That's a nice one. I do enjoy that one. The old smuggle, and then I pretend I dropped it down, and then, whoa, I'm gone. Ta-ta.
There was a classic one. Do you remember England, South Africa, 2003, I think, group stage, and South Africa missed a kick. Will Greenwood catches it behind the posts and just throws it forward to Wilkinson, who's on the 22, but he doesn't touch it down because it was like literally everyone had turned around. It was all done. He'd waited for the kick, doesn't touch it down. So just effectively catches the ball and then just hurls it 10 yards forward.
And what happened? He got pulled up for it.
And then it's a scrum. Well, it's a forward pass.
It's well refereed. So yeah, I think the refs picked that one up. I don't think it was the ref. Was it the TMO that came in? But yeah, that was a weird one. But didn't really have any impact on the game.
No impact. Springboks, mighty, and as we said, it is very much theirs to lose now. Although Argentina still with the opportunity to beat all three teams because they've obviously already beaten New Zealand and they've already beaten Australia in the competition, so they've got a chance to win it for the first time. And the last game in this part of the world was against the Lions, where they did pretty well with half a squad. So, boys, I mean, you might as well predict it. What do we think? Springboks to do what they need to do?
Yes, they'll get it done. And they probably rightly should, but it's been a really compelling tournament. I think, obviously, Sacha's game, but then Peter Steph du Toit. Jasper Wiese had a brilliant game. So much to like. And then, like, the way Rassie just keeps bringing in new individuals. Thomas Toy's had a really, really strong outing for the Springbok green and gold as well. So, yeah, it's South Africa looking great. I mean, obviously, in between World Cups, we've always said this about them. They can be a little patchy, and they peak perfectly, or coincidentally, they peak. But yeah, South Africa to win it, I think, for sure.
New Zealand doing well. I mean, the Wallabies who have been the ultimate comeback merchants, but
Mm.
didn't quite have enough in the tank. But that was a far closer contest than perhaps the scoreline suggested.
Yeah, I know. That was a brilliant game. It was really tight up until about the 78th. No, was it? No, 70th minute ish. And yeah, Wallabies looked really good. But Cam Roigard, my God, he's interesting. He is very, very good. Bodie Barrett was also Geordie Barrett, sorry, was very good. Caleb Clark's dad singing the anthem, that's huge. And you see the big fella leaking tears in the anthem.
Yeah, so did you see that? He didn't know his old man was singing it either. He had
Did he
no-
not?
So he's got his
Oh.
eyes closed. And I saw a thing, actually. It was really interesting. And he stood there and whoever was next to him sort of was patting on the back. And he thought, why do you keep sort of patting me on the back? And he said that he had his eyes closed and was like, fuck, hold on a minute. I recognise that voice. And he said he opened his eyes, looked over, it was his old man. He had no idea his old man was
Oh,
there.
that is special. And then he goes,
Up the waterway, he was like, poof, off he went. And that's why he was crying his eyes out. He's like, he was emotional already, knew I was going to cry. Next minute, look over, the old man singing a national anthem. Like, wow, how good.
Wow.
he gets over as well.
Your old man not telling you about that. You know what I mean? It's like, there's one thing your old
Quite
man.
good.
That's
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Oh, that's good. We need to check back in with Caleb. Obviously, he was good on the show last season. But yeah, boys, what do we think of the return leg? Do we think the All Blacks, who they seem to? It's a strange. I mean, Max, I'd love to get your take on this. The Scott Robertson era. Has it taken off? Is it being harshly treated when actually they're not? They're still in with a chance of winning the Rugby Championship.
No, I'm with you. I just think it's the state of international rugby right now. The All Blacks aren't that kind of. I think people are still sort of back there, back with Richie and Mar and Dan and Conrad. It's just that generation of players isn't simply just repeated. It just isn't. And especially in a place like New Zealand with what they've got. And I think right now they're still doing bloody well. And it's just the state of international rugby right now. It's that competitive. So yeah, I think there's a lot to be really positive about for them. But yeah, you do see that. You do see this sort of Scotty Robinson calling for his head already, which is a bit much, isn't it? Like, just give it time. Let him gel in. I think he's building something, and there's still so many brilliant players are going real well there. Cam Roigard, Terrell Lomax, obviously Ardy, Wallace Atiti. Like there's so many pillars to build a great team around, and I think you just got to give that man a bit more time under the helm.
Ryan, do you think Northern Hemisphere teams should be scared or worried about those 4 teams coming across in the autumn playing that sort of rugby, or is it perhaps misleading?
No, I reckon they'll come over and do a job. I genuinely think they'll come over and
You reckon it's Grand Slams? No, I reckon
it's
France.
everyone getting France.
I reckon France.
We'll look after, guys. We'll look
One
after.
thing I'm very happy to see is the Aussies doing well. Like they've got
Yeah,
the
needed
squad,
that.
they've got the team to do it. Like they're starting to click a little bit. Lenny Katau was so good in that game.
Hooper, Tom Hooper. Oh, mate, Chiefs have got some boys coming over. Ikitau and Hooper.
Exactly.
You see Skelton's been called back in for that game.
Do you know what I mean? Seeing Big Nella go well, like our old mate James O'Connor Rabs slotting back in at 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about them at the moment that I like. So I think they're on the up, and
They've
they've had
run nicely. Yeah.
even after the Lions tour. Yeah, so I reckon they're coming off the back of some
and-
good rugby.
Ryan, your mate Mark the Wangati Wikanasi, I pronounced it.
Wangani
Wangati Wasi, who I don't know if you saw. Did you see his try? Firstly, ridiculous. They're calling it the try of the century, where he somehow managed.
Roosters.
Yeah,
That's old.
That's old. Come on,
Hey,
that's
guys, it's literally like I'm just saying. But then off the back of that, he's then announced that he's coming back to rugby union. Before you piss all over my little chat, he is coming back to rugby union. God, I'm like in this den of like skeptical wolves.
Please, can we clip that bit up?
Love my little chat.
That's the worst. No,
We bring the worst out of you, don't we?
the worst. You turn me into a child.
Oh, you damn child.
Oh, that is amazing. I've just had the best idea ever, and I'm going to write it down for next week. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
brilliant.
forget
Yeah,
that.
you do some planning. That's great. You do that. But he is coming back to rugby union. So the future is very much
Hmm.
golden for the Wallabies.
Apparently, it was always the plan. He didn't say this, but from what I heard, he moved back over to the NRL to them, so they really wanted him back. There was a little bit of a plan there, but yeah, it's exciting to see, boys. It's exciting to see.
Rounding up our internationals, huge congratulations to England beating Canada in the final of the Women's World Cup. They did it. The pressure was on, boys, but they got the job done.
What a turnout! Like all the chat around the women's rugby at the moment. Commiserations to Canada, who I obviously was backing, but it sold out. Twickenham, like the numbers they're getting for it. It's almost, you feel like it's the same sort of turn that football had after the Euros. Remember the women's, was it the women's Euros or was it the World Cup? Which one was it?
The Euros in 2020 effectively won, I think it was. In the
That
end.
that blew women's football up like you wouldn't believe. And it's going to push rugby. I actually had a little look at this, what is rankings in terms of women's sport viewership. Football is up there, then it's tennis. It was actually cricket, but I think this pushes rugby way past it. What I do enjoy watching is they celebrated pretty hard. I enjoyed that. They were over at the Cabbage Patch, I think, ripping the old last order bell off. What's the fella down there that runs that place? He loves it.
I remember, but yeah, that is a rugby mecca, that place.
It is. So they've gone pretty hard, which is good to see. So no, fair play to them. And it's there's a bit of a gulf there, isn't there? They need to close the gap in terms of how good all the teams are. But bloody hell, they've not lost since the last World Cup.
Final, yeah.
Which was so harsh how not harsh because it was congratulations to New Zealand, of course, who won the last World Cup, but there was a red card and it all sort of came tumbling down. Just a quick one though. Did you see Abby Dow? Did you see how her brother comes to support every game but dresses up as to support the opposition? So in the semi-final, he came as Napoleon Bonaparte. And he literally goes in full because he's just to literally because it's his sister. So he's supports the opposition every time. But he shows up. Fair play to him. But yeah, very, very well done to England. That's a dynasty right there. That is a dynasty, and that hopefully will leave its mark on rugby as a whole and sport as a whole and continue to grow. Right, Max, bring us into the Prem and what took your eye over the weekend.
Thursday night fixtures, Ryan. What are your thoughts?
I like it. More because I'm looking after you boys, the boys that are playing, and hoping that you get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. How?
Could you imagine? Little Euro City trip potentially for the weekend.
Oh, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Get a little bit more time off. But I like them. I like Thursday night games.
Yep. Well, sadly, the Red Bull era didn't start as they'd hoped. And the Saracen Accord from St. Albans came and saw and conquered. And then they left a very catchy meme of, turns out Red Bull doesn't give you wins. As they crushed the can with a nice pair of Night Mercurial Vapors on.
And stuck it all over social media.
I wonder who did that. Who wears Night Mercurial Vapors? Do you reckon it was a social media guy? Or do you reckon it was one of the players? I reckon it was Faz. Faz wears Nikes, doesn't he? Let's find out. Faz wearing Nikes. Terror's eye. But yeah, they were great. Classic Saris. Very clinical. Very, very good at the momentum game.
Let's just not to get sorry to butt in, but not to go too deep in the game. I'm still very happy to see how busy it was is it still called Kingston Park or is it called something else now, Red Bull Park? But it's still brilliant to see how busy it is, how I think teams are going to be excited to go up there and actually play, whereas it was always do we have to go all the way up to
yeah, and it's clearly they were competitive for a large part of that game. So it's a much tougher place to go with the sort of signings they've made. Amanaki Matthew featured well, Max Clark looking decent. Hodgson, obviously from Edinburgh, there's lots to like about how they've signed. Dimes is getting up to his mischievous ways. You know how he is. Very, very astute at signing in competitive sort of rugby mercenaries, if you like. So, yeah, mate, interesting. But yeah, Sarri's starting off well. And then Bath, it turns out, is still Bath. Down at the Stoop, Will Evans, despite a Will Evans' heroic display of a hat-trick early on and a great start from the Quins. The Bath roster saw them through, and it ended up being a very, very dominant display of their depth, like the Mariana Trench all over the park. Obviously, Billy Seller starting, he played very well. Then Archie Griffin coming on, and you still haven't got Will Stewart. You still haven't got Thomas DeToy coming back. So that just kind of shows you what Bath are up to. Chris Harris coming off the bench, and then Max Ojomo at 10. Obviously, Finn the Muscle wasn't there, but Max Ojomo, hands of a heart surgeon. He looked very astute at the 10 position. So, yeah, Bath looking apex for this season. Definitely, the repeat is very much on. And then our third and final headline: we have the men of Exeter going down to Franklin's Gardens to fight the Saints, and it wasn't to be. Sadly, the Slade try that would have concluded one of the most epic comebacks for the Chiefs was not to be, and it turned out to be a draw. And fair play, it was a great game, and that was sort of spearheaded by the heroic efforts of Faye Waboso and Brambampo. But Saints coming back. Chiefs coming back right to the end, and Saints will be looking forward to getting the sort of spine of their team. Obviously, a lot of their frontline men weren't playing, so it was sort of a Saints A-ish first 15. So they'll be looking forward to getting their men back. But yeah, sad days. Slade wasn't there as always to be their saviour, and that's the Prem, right? That is the Prem.
Lovely stuff there, Max, giving us a fabulous Prem roundup. Now over to you, Ryan, with the URC, please.
The BKT URC, yes, boys. It was a big opening game, actually. All we had to do was head down to Cape Town to see the Stormers, John Dobson's boys. Again, missing a fair few boys, but absolutely tearing the champions that are Leinster. A proper new one, 35-0, Max. 35-0. It was very, and only 6-0 at half time. So it wasn't like, you know what I mean? It was an interesting one. Evan Roosbeck. But yeah, they really pulled them apart. And I'm pretty sure, Leinster went down to like 14 men at one point, then got another yellow card, and that was it. The Stormers just opened up. Big old win for them. So 35-0 from the Stormers, off to a win. I guess part two of that is the champions. That's the first time they haven't scored a point in, I'm going to say, a million years. I don't actually know. I've made that up. But that was an interesting one to start with. Obviously, I was down at Scotstoun Stadium for the Glasgow taking on the Sharks. Again, the Sharks missing a lot of players, but still had the likes of Lucanio, etc. playing. And the Glasgow boys getting the job done. Franco Smith and his men off to a winning start. The Bulls. There's a lot to chat around the Bulls this year. And I know a lot of our fans from Maul or Nothing are South Africans. They like the Bullers. They took on Ospreys, who I was actually fairly surprised at. Again, a lot of chat around these Welsh teams. Is there going to be 2? Is there going to be 4 playing in it? Do they merge a couple of them? They put up a good fight. They did. They put up a very good fight. But the Bulls too much, too strong. Pull away and get a big old win. But they've got some pretty handy boys coming in this season. Looking forward to seeing how the Bulls done. And I know you only wanted 3 from me, but I've got to touch on it. And I called it. And I said Zebre would be better this year. Edinburgh. Maggie and his men went to Zebre, Max. That is not the game they wanted.
No, don't you want that? Don't you want that first? I always like to have the hard games first because, like it's the new season, so you're like stimulant. You're like not in the grind yet, so there's no need for being like...
But Zebre are the shittest team in the league, and they've gone down and lost against Zebre.
I know, but you were sort of... no, that's not great. But what I'm saying is, you know how you can get that in like January or something?
Yeah, but that's their bogey team straight off the bat. It shouldn't really be a bogey team for Edinburgh. Just showed it's going to be an interesting one for Edinburgh this season. And they've got Ulster next week as well. Ulster coming over, who look pretty handy as well. They've made some good signings. We've talked about Angus Bell going there. Augustus coming from Northampton to Ulster. Yeah. So it's an interesting one. It was a good opening round of the URC. But yeah, some of the highlights there for you boys. It's going to be interesting. But I do genuinely
think Zebra are a better team. They're better because they've got a lot of young players. They've made some good signings, and I think they're going to do better this season. So Cardiff, the only Welsh team sticking up for the Welsh, they managed to get a win. So if they hadn't done the job, it would have been a winless weekend for Wales. But Cardiff going, and Lee Halfpenny, how good is that, seeing him coming back to the URC and back to Cardiff? I know he's going to be doing a bit of coaching role, but Lee Halfpenny back for me, love to see it.
Ryan, just to thank you very much. Great URC roundup. And just to sprinkle the cherry on top, if you will, is that Leinster were last nailed in 2008. That's the last time. That's 17 over 17 years. Defeat to Munster at the RDS.
When Leinster get it wrong, right? And that was like last season, I swear that again. When they get it wrong, they get it really wrong. Like, I know they play a lot, but they still had some pretty good players in there. It wasn't like all academy. But when they get it wrong, they can get it really, really wrong.
They're the champions, mate. You said they were choked. They're the champions. It's just the first game. Stop being so gleeful about Edinburgh and Leinster, and just just for a second.
Yeah,
all right.
There's undertones of real glee. Yeah.
I'm a presenter now. I can't.
Yeah, you're
I can't,
impartial, indeed.
Yeah, I can't even.
Indeed.
Yeah, that is the difficulty of trying to present and have an opinion as well. That's one thing that we could find ourselves in a little bit of trouble with, boys. Is like they wanted hot takes, and one of my hot takes I wanted to include Edinburgh somewhere that maybe they shouldn't be included. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to be careful there, boys, because we want to present next week when you're over at the Hive." But yeah, tough old one for Maggie and his boys down there at Zebra.
Right. Let's just talk, me and you. Let's just conspire. Let's whisper, you and I, about TV. What are you watching? What are you watching at the moment? You getting into any media? You consuming any content?
Started that Eddie Hearn thing the other day.
Oh, is it good? He's quite magnetic, isn't he? There's something about him.
Exactly. I like it. I'm only 2 episodes in. They talk about the world of boxing promoting, but also how big the darts has got. They own snooker as well. It's incredible. And I think he's a good bloke. I think he's a good boy.
Yeah, but how corrupt is boxing? It's pretty corrupt, isn't it? Like, it's famously very corrupt. Do you reckon it is, or do you reckon that's overblown?
No, I think it's overblown, because if it was, and they do this thing where they go up against Frank Warren 5v5, and they do their 5 best fighters versus his. It's all out in is it Abu Dhabi? Not Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia now with Sheikh, whatever his name is, and they go Frank Warren versus Eddie Hearn's sort of boys, and they lose 5-0. So I don't think it's that fixed.
Yeah, maybe it's like. Yeah, fair.
He's a soundbite factory, though. He's very, like, we've had him on the Beeb a couple of times, and he's very good. Like, he speaks well in his way, right, of making his point. I was thinking it's like very interesting to watch.
So articulate. And
who's the bloke he hates from TalkSport?
Alan. Is it Alan Brazil? No,
not Alan Brazil. It's the other fellow with the curtains. Big old.
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, they get fiery. Yes,
they despise each other. So yeah, that's right. It's not deep stuff. I'll be honest. It's not that deep stuff. The other one is Brassics at the moment, which I'm watching.
Yeah, I've heard that's quite good fun. But I've been watching Alien Earth, and I've just finished season 1, and I really, 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 really enjoyed it.
We've been told we're not allowed to speak about conspiracy theories, and you're talking about aliens again.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like, like the Ridley Scott alien, the xenomorphs that represent sin. Yeah, it's very.
But it is my bro was like it's
so fun, man. There's little Liboy monster. There's all this great stuff going on. I really recommend watching it.
So what's it called? Sorry, Alien Earth.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. It's great crack.
Do you ever watch any of the Apple stuff, Max? Anything on Apple TV? They just low key drop stuff every month.
Chief of War. I think Chief of War was really, really good, and like, because Jason Momoa does make a lot of guff, but that you can tell was made with real love, real passion. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's Alien Earth.
Oh, sorry. Is that so? It's a film.
It's a series. Yeah. But it's great. But documentary-wise, I watched that The Cowboy and the Gambler. Is that what it's called? With talking about Jerry Jones taking over the Dallas Cowboys.
Is it good?
Oh, mate, it is fantastic. If you like the NFL, back in the day, kind of basically rebuilds the Dallas Cowboys and made it into America's, like remade it into America's team, sort of thing. And it tells the story of him getting like all the guys together, basically, that won all those Super Bowls. It was it's really brilliant. It's quite vivid, and
So it's called The America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys.
I think it's The Gambler and the Cowboy or something like
The
that.
Gambler and His Cowboys. Yeah,
That's the one, mate. Great watch. Like real good behind the scenes, back in time vibes. Michael Irvin, or Emmett Smith, like some really good
See,
stuff.
I like the look of that. That one's on the list. I'm putting it on the list. I'm going.
Yeah, you like that.
I wasn't getting that vibe from Alien Earth for you, Mac.
No, Alien Earth. I don't know. It's just looks.
You're not a sci-fi guy, are you?
Nah,
mate. It's so.
Have you done Foundation, Max?
Oh, bro, how good is I do like Foundation. Harris's brother, I love him dearly.
Oh, mate,
I think he's such a brilliant actor. But yeah, great.
More context on Foundation, please, because I have no idea.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's like it's a book that the scope is centuries, and it's very
all
hard to explain.
time and
time and also it's very good.
Interstellar.
Very, very good. Right, that's your 5 minutes. The other
Okay,
one.
Well, make sure we ask our friends that are listening. Sorry for our waffles there, but please do comment, because we had a lot of comments on our last little 5 minutes of waffles. People not liking AI. A lot of people not using ChatGPT. I can't believe there's people out there that don't actually.
No, but I can understand. I can understand being an activist against AI, because ultimately AI in the next 20 to 30 years will become sort of, it's going to be more clever than us if it isn't already there in like a military capacity right now.
But that's like saying, but they're going to have to use it at some point. It's like saying I don't want to use an air fryer.
Yeah, but like
the kitchen's got one now.
Yeah, but I know. But right, if you look in nature, there's no relationship where you see something that's more intelligent than another thing looking after it. It just doesn't work like that. Other than so the dumb thing having power over the more intelligent thing, it just doesn't happen. Other than a mother and its child. That's the only thing that works, where the child is basically an amoeba, but it has control of the mother. But no other relationship in nature exists where that happens. So we're in a real pickle. So like, what you need to do is sort of get AI to have some kind of like fail safe where it has to, like, it adores us like a child, like a baby, like a baba. Like, its only priority is to further humanity. But right now, it doesn't seem like that will be the case.
It's just consuming knowledge.
We're in a bit of a pickle. We're in a bit of a pickle.
There we go. All right, that was our 5 minutes. Very good. Very good. Please give us some more pointers where you would like us.
Yeah, and let us know what you're watching.
What you watch? Yeah, we're intrigued. Oh, if you've got kids and you've been forced to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, which is the most watched film of all time on Netflix.
Wait. Is it good though, Mark?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's very hard to explain whether you would enjoy it, because it's more like it has an absolutely banging soundtrack that will not leave your head. Like, it's in my head right now. I've been singing it for most of that of today's podcast.
Do you reckon K-pop Demon Hunters is a symptom of us outputting critical thought to AI?
Yes, 100%.
Because it's the most watched thing on Netflix. Isn't that worrying? Like, are we
100%, Matt?
It's been manufactured to be liked as well.
Yeah, so like late 90s, it's sort of like hip hop. And now the IQ's like we've gone past. Maybe it was when do you reckon it was like we're in trouble? I reckon it was 2010. Then it started going down. No, 2015. 2010 down.
I don't know, but all I can say is Bella was watching it early on. How old is she? 8. Frank literally walked into the thing. I don't think he knew what it was.
He was gone. He was like this.
He literally walked into the kitchen, saw it on TV, and I just looked at him and I was like, "What's happened to him?" And he's just like this, just staring at it, and it just hooked him in. Yeah, I'm telling you now, it's.
So have you seen the documentary on how they engineer TikTok and stuff? And when the guy did it, he was like, "I don't know what I've done." He was like, "We should never have done this." It's like how they engineered the scrolling mechanic and how they basically gamed the human attention span with like, and they're like, it was Pandora's box kind of vibes. Like they've opened it and now it can never
Like
go
this
back.
5-minute thing that's gone on for 10
It's
minutes.
5
Yeah,
minutes. Unfortunately,
sorry.
it's gone off.
Sorry.
We've got to be.
No, but I'm
we've
with
done
you,
it
Max.
too
This
much.
is why we
Yeah.
need a separate segment.
Okay, but anyway, it's been great, Mark. It's been class. Rye, you were great, and that's all we've got time for, ladies and gents. We've had a great time.
Sadly, that is all the time we've got left for this week. A huge thank you to a very hungry Max Laheath and Ryan Willisoni with his own internet troubles, but in particular to Mack Hansen for coming on and talking us through the Lions and his season ahead. But more importantly, to all of you for listening and watching. We love you all. Comment, like, subscribe. We love you. We love you. We love you. And we'll see you next week.
Good luck, Jim, editing this.
More or nothing.